Hey guys, I want to show you some of my favorite deciduous shrubs that do really well here in my garden, as well as put on phenomenal fall colors. And right off the bat, I want to show you guys the hydrangeas because I love hydrangeas. They turn to colors of red, yellow, and oranges throughout the fall season. In fact, before they go to those colors for fall, they do put on white flowers that eventually go to pink. And once they flowered during the wintertime, these flowers will actually go to colors of brown. You can leave them on the stems or the branches themselves, and it gives you some kind of fall interest. And this specific hydrangea here in my garden just so happens to be the little quick fire. So it's one that doesn't get too large. It stays pretty compact in size. And the tag states that it gets about 3 to 5 foot tall and wide. So there's a little estimate for you, although I do cut these guys back each year. And directly down the line from it, I would argue that these have more foliage fall color compared to the paniculated hydrangeas. I think oak leaf hydrangeas, they just perform well with that fall color. But these guys also do put on flowers that do gradually go to colors of pinks and reds. This one just so happens to be a munchkin hydrangea. I don't know where the tag's at. Oh, actually found it, it's down here. So it's supposed to stay relatively small as well. It says it reaches about 3 foot to about 4.5 foot and around the same height. In fact, similar to the oak leaf hydrangea munchkin, I did place another oak leaf. This one looks a little bit different when it comes to leaf shape, but this is called the Jetstream. Now, Jetstream, they state that their leaves are going to get like this dark red color, and I'm really looking forward to that because this is going to be first year in ground, so I haven't seen the fall color yet, but again, I'm excited for this one. By the way, the tag does state this one gets about 5 to 6 foot tall and about 4 to 5 foot wide. And if you want to see a bit of an older cultivar of munchkin hydrangea or oak leaf hydrangeas, we have 2 here, which you can see they perform very well in part shade. But if you want more flowers, I believe you have to put them in more sun, as these guys only get morning sun. But again, we get some flowers here and there, pretty much all over the place. And here's an example of what you can get if it's in a bit more sun. These are the ruby slippers, just profusely filled with flowers throughout the entire shrub. This is one that splays out a bit more than the munchkin hydrangea, but it stays rather low sprouting, kind of, I would say. Like, this is one hydrangea that just sprouted in between the plants, and you can see it brings life. Even though it's one shrub, it just comes in and it fills out kind of like a ground cover. Although I will say, okay, this is a snow queen. Snow queens, they do put on fantabulous colors, but I have these in absolute full sun. I mean, like sun from morning all the way till nighttime. And it's my experience that these guys need a bit more water if you're going to have them in full sun, and they do fry a bit, so just keep that in mind. But you can see most of the leaves are looking perfect. So I want to leave the hydrangeas behind when it comes to the favorite shrubs, but I love them so much. Like, I just have to have them in my garden. This is a Hydrangea Sada. Again, fall colors are amazing. Yellows, reds, and sometimes some oranges on there. So, but again, small, compact growing. It does put on beautiful flowers, which can be either blue or pink depending on your soil pH. But again, we've shown off way too many hydrangeas. Maybe we'll do a specific hydrangea video, just showing off everything we have. But anyhow, the next shrub on my list will be the Fothergilla plant. Now, if you know what a Fothergilla is, my goodness, these guys have mosaic patterns in the fall time. But look at the summer leaf. These guys can get kind of a blue hue to them, or a rich green to them, and it's just so nice. In fact, they usually flower sometime in early spring to late winter, and for some reason it's putting on more flowers. It didn't do that last year. Fothergilla Mount Airy definitely gives you that early spring interest to late fall interest early on in the season. In fact, we picked up 4 more Fothergilla plants, 2 being the Legend of the Fall, and the remaining 2 being the Legend of the Small. And I will tell you right now, I cannot wait to see these guys in their fall color. In fact, this is what the flowers look like. They also give off a honey smell to them. So you have fall interest, spring interest. I want to say you even get some interest with winter because of the trunks or the stems and branches. They do kind of give you some structure. The next shrub that we have here on the list is going to be a witch hazel. Now, this is going to be my first witch hazel. It's not in ground, it's in a pot. These guys do put on lovely fall colors of orange and yellows, as well as some, I think some reds in there too. But what these guys are known for are the flowers that they produce during the fall, or not fall season, but the winter season. And the particular variety that I have is the Hemimillis Gilla, I believe. And it does get bronze orange flowers in the wintertime. So this is going to be a fantastic one to see grow up. It's going to get pretty sized, I believe. It says 20 to about 15 foot wide. So 20 foot tall, 15 foot wide. So you do need to give it some space. The next shrub that I have here, I believe gets about 5 foot tall and about same in width. This is the Golden Springs. Now, Golden Springs first emerges with lovely yellow tassel flowers that hang down. They're kind of like buttercup looking. They do put on yellow leaves at the start of the season, so early in spring, and then they gradually turn to these colors of chartreuse green. Now, my particular plant has been here for 3 years, and it's hardly grown. So these are very, very slow growers. It's definitely in the right area. It's getting the part shade that it loves. And it performs pretty well, at least here. And I think it contrasts well with the hellebores that I have in the area, as well as the hostas, because it really brings that pop of color. Now, one of our other shrubs that we have here, or you can kind of consider it maybe kind of like a tree, but it's not really, since it doesn't grow all that fast. It puts on inches of growth each time. This just so happens to be a Ginko tree. So, the name to this one is American. It's not really all that interesting during the summer month as well as the spring months, but when it comes to fall time, that's when this really shows out. This Ginko tree turns to a vibrant yellow color, like really vibrant, kind of like a lemon. Have you seen a lemon? You will know the color this will turn. And I believe after about 10 years, this can ultimately reach about 5 foot tall, although it's been in this area for about 2.5 years, if not 3 years now. And you can tell it definitely has not grown, like barely any at all. In fact, let me show you the growth from this year. This is the growth. You see where the woody portion is? And let's see, this is better. Woody portion, green portion. That's as much growth as you'll get. Probably 5 inches of growth. Same here, woody portion, the growth section. But alright guys, I hope to see you guys in the next video. Maybe we'll do my favorite evergreens here in the garden next. But catch you later. Peace.